What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new episode of Merricks Garage. Today, I'm going to be talking about how I am going to fix this broken frame. If you saw one of the videos I uploaded last week, you saw that I have taken some damage to my K5 Blazer frame. Now, 5 years ago, this would have been a catastrophic blow, but given the skills that have grown with me and the plans I have for the truck, not really that worried about it, and I want to share with you guys exactly why. First of all, let's get into how this happened, because I do think that's important. I know you guys, some of you out there might be worried about the strength of your frame. Well, I was towing a trailer, I was loaded down, I was in the dunes, and I was getting happy with the right foot. So those things all combined add up to damage to the frame. But it is worth noticing that these frames are not the strongest frames out there. They're made out of C-channel. It's a high carbon strength steel, so it's a decent steel. They're just not very thick, and so they don't handle the torsional loads that get introduced with heavier axles and heavier tires and links and crossover and hydraulic assist and suspension lifts and shackle flips and all the stuff we throw at these trucks. So I mitigate a lot of the stress that gets thrown at this thing by putting supporting structures, cross members, bracing, welding up stuff, just like I did on the front links. When I did the front links, that's exactly what I did. And I'm pleased to announce that the front is holding up fantastic. The rear, nothing has really been done apart from some minor bracing stuff, but that's about to change. So let's get into how this happened. I had little dude with me, I had his brother and another friend of ours. We're out in the dunes, we camped, we spent the night, we're cruising out, we're coming down a big steep dune hill. And I usually just compression brake down the hill and let the engine idle and slow the trailer down. With the sand, the braking system doesn't work too well in the trailer. It's a surge brake, and because of traction and things like that, I'm not going to get that much braking out of the trailer itself. So halfway down this dune, I start to feel the trailer's getting a little loose on me, and I figured, I don't want this trailer coming around on me. That's the worst case scenario. So give it a little bit of gas, pick up some speed. I know that I'm going to G out at the bottom, but I figure it's a better alternative than having a trailer wrap around. So that's exactly what happened. As the truck is heading down, it transitions to the flat. The trailer's right behind it. The pintle hitch just loads up on the pintle hitch on my truck. Tongue weight probably quadrupled, and it acted like a pile driver, just driving that frame into the ground. First noticeable thing I saw was that the frame horns had been bent down pretty severely. Now that was obvious through the tire carry and things like that, but what it didn't explain was why the truck bed looked a little off. And I think I found the answer to that. In fact, I'm 99% sure I found the answer to that. We're gonna dive under it, I'm gonna show you what's going on, and we'll talk about what I'm gonna do when I put the links in, because, cliff notes, I'm not gonna need that rear frame. So it's all getting cut out anyway. But let's go take a look. Looking in from this angle, you can really see the drift of the frame. As it just, yeah, take a look at that. Yeah, so that's not good. I see a distortion right here on the frame. I feel the distortion underneath, and it's replicated on the other side. What I think happened is, as the frame was driven down, bump stop was driven down until it hit this cross member on my axle. What that then did is leverage this to be a fulcrum point, and the frame bent down at the tail end, and the frame bent down right through here. Coming at it here from the passenger side, you'll see a similar drift in the frame. And then moving up, right there it is. And this led, you can see, got another bulge popping up in right there. So this threw me off because this is the cutaway for the shock tower, but it definitely bulged right here. You can see some of the discoloration on cracks to the paint. In talking with Steve Watson from Off-Road Design, a lot of this is going to get removed anyway. I'm probably going to end up cutting the frame right here. And I'm guessing my links are going to go here, giving me freedom to basically do whatever I want to do with the back half of this frame. So hopefully this will actually save me quite a bit of time because I won't have to remove all of this hardware. I'll just be able to do 2 cuts and pull everything out and have lots of space for activities. Where does that leave me? It leaves me with a lot of work. When I did the front links, I bit off a lot with that project that was beyond the scope of just doing the front links. I did the whole front axle, I reinforced the frame, I changed braking, I did a whole lot of work that basically dragged that project on. I was hoping to be quicker with the rear links, and I think I will be still. The rear links, I don't have any of the steering concerns, I don't have any of the wheel travel, I've got a lot more room to work with. I think that fundamentally is going to be pretty easy. Now, I have thrown myself a curveball in the fact that I'm going to have to cut out the frame. That may end up being a blessing in disguise in the fact that I'm not going to be constrained by the dimensions of the stock frame for things like fuel tank, fuel pump, braking lines, and all the other stuff that you kind of set with. I get to choose the material. I'm probably going to go 4x6 tube for the material. I get to choose the width of the gas tank. Maybe I'll go to a like fuel cell type system, and I get to reinforce and build it as it should have been from the factory, which is just heavier duty, heavier gauge stuff. Have I created more work? Possibly. Will the truck be better because of it? Absolutely. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. I did get a lot of feedback and comments on last week's video, so I hope I've answered some of the questions. And thank you guys for being concerned. There was a lot of people out there who were bummed for me, and I appreciate that you guys are as invested in this as I am. But hey, let's make some lemonade. Truck's gonna be better, stronger, faster, quicker, sexier, smarter, all of that. So you know what to do. Mash that like button, hit that subscribe button, send it to your friends, check out my Amazon store, and tune in next week. Merricks Garage out.